So welcome everybody to what we are going to call Love Unfiltered.
Love Unfiltered.
Yes, Love Unfiltered, boo. I mean, people see us in our respective roles, but never really get the whole us and get to the bottom of us unfiltered. So we've been on so many podcasts and interviews and just, different people's, platforms and forums. And people always ask us relationship questions because, there's a lot of success that we've had for,
Absolutely.
the last 11, almost 12 years now,
Almost
right?
12 years,
You excited about 12 years?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you give me?
What you get me, you see what I'm saying? I'm not just a bag, I want you to know
I
that.
know.
All right, you know that, right? All right, so I am the bag, but I'm not just a bag. But yeah, people are always asking us questions, and I think, it's finally time to let them in.
Come on in. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, I hope y'all ready because we're real, we're raw, we're relatable. But most importantly, we want to show people the real raw threads, of our life that bind us together.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So welcome to Love Unfiltered, and y'all about to get. There's probably some of y'all that don't know us. There's some of y'all that
Think you know us.
That's right, that think you know us. And then there's some of you that know a little bit about us. But I think we'll get a chance to, just talk about, how we got here, what we're doing and what we plan on doing. And just to show our journey of love, life, and legacy, right?
Legacy.
Yeah, legacy. Not just the baby legacy,
just the baby, but the legacy.
Yeah, what we're building to
Absolutely.
be here for many years to come and stuff like that. So y'all know that we got different personalities, and sometimes you see the in front of the camera on stage, in crowd type
At the
Lynch,
gym.
at the gym type of Lynch. But Wendy brings out the absolute Negro in me. So that guy's not always that far behind. And at the end of the day, you don't just know her to be a former police officer and the first lady-ish, type
Right.
of person that she claims to be. Yeah.
I don't really claim that one, though.
You don't want to.
Yeah, because I could flip it, and then they'd be like, did you see what Wendy did? So
Well, they just see that full all-out prayer that you just had. Like,
Oh, see what I'm saying? Because
before
at the
joint.
end of the day, I am a woman of God.
Stop acting like you don't want to claim that.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, do not poke the bear.
Yeah. We are. Everybody know. Like, so there's some people like there's some brothers that go to the gym at 9 o'clock, come to the 9 o'clock class, big boy
They
class,
get a whole
and
nother
everything.
Wendy.
They get a different Wendy. They get the Wendy that is like don't pay me no mind.
Nah.
So you got multi-millionaires in here. You got dudes that exited businesses. You got cats that just came home from jail. You got, you got like Division I football players. You got cats that's going out for the NFL. And these dudes is literally submitting to everything that I'm saying. And like, you the only person in there.
They
just
get
doing whatever
Wendy
you want.
Saray.
It's oh man, it's
That's
terrible.
my maiden name for those who don't know.
So I know we're going into that later.
Okay.
We're going into that later.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people out here that they know we from Jersey,
Right.
but don't really know how we got here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to start way at the beginning and just kind of talk about how we got here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That makes sense? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you came to Greensboro first. I ain't do nothing but follow you. So,
But I think a lot of people think like that was planned. Like you had some money buried and you sent me to North Carolina, bought the first house. Not the story at all. Sis was struggling.
Yeah.
Sis was in a messed up predicament like we all can be. And I just wanted more for myself as well as my kids and took a plunge, took a leap and came down south. Well, I'll say I didn't just come down south. I secured a job. I secured a job with Greensboro Police Department and I was here for some years. And then when I would go home, I would bump into our old ghosts and people would say, matter of fact, we could say, right? Rumor, your brother. He
Okay,
like, yo, my
yeah.
brother said write him. I'm like, I'm not writing that nigga. Like, I'm not losing my job.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. This was before you even had the you wasn't even no police. You wasn't
I
even
was
here
here. I
yet.
came here to beat him.
You wasn't even here
you're
yet.
right. We had the store in the mall.
What's that? What is that?
What?
What kind of wine is that?
That is none of your business.
Because you acting like you don't even know the story.
But
like,
come on.
All right, go ahead. Is it liquor or is it wine?
Oh, shit. You know I like wine.
They don't know.
I like Chardonnay.
Smell it.
So, come on. I'm not a lush, y'all. I just like what I like. And I plan my own day. So if I want to have a glass of Chardonnay.
That's right. Because you're,
what time is it?
you're a full-time entrepreneur.
I'm a full-time entrepreneur.
We're going to get to that.
Why didn't you stop messing with me, provoking me?
Well, you know, you're right. So go ahead, talk. So we got to back up a little bit. So what happened? I went to jail. What happened?
Yeah.
Before that.
Okay, so I bumped into you like
how
3 weeks.
Did we meet, lady?
Oh.
Did we? Yeah, like
one of our friends.
So hold on, listen real quick. People know you as big, like the Greensboro people, and we go tell the story and stuff like that. So people know you as being a police officer. Like you're not a police officer anymore. You resigned, all that different type of stuff. But they also know my story as, yo, this cat did some time, and we'll get into all that. You know what I mean when we start talking about it. But I did time. You were a police officer, so our backgrounds are like
polar
opposites on paper. You know what I'm saying on paper, but we probably want to talk about like how we met how we get that. Well, damn, I'm asking you. Like, right now, I'm the interviewer.
I gotta put them to the test. How you meet me? Where you meet me? When you meet me?
First of all, it was my pool party. I actually had a pool party.
As long as you know.
Now I'm gonna let you tell the rest of the story. Then I'll come in and fix it, like I normally do.
It was Memorial Day weekend. Lynch had a pool party in Edgewater, New Jersey, and it wasn't his house, y'all. It was a close friend of his that he grew up with. She had an in-ground pool, dope house, all of that. And one of my friends, who was Lynch's childhood friend, invited me to come with her to the pool party. So I'm like, cool, it's not going on. I don't have nothing going on. I was a single mom. I had a babysitter, and y'all know how that could be when you get a babysitter. So,
what was the year?
I swear to God, I don't know.
Nah.
I love you
maybe,
more than life. But I swear, was it 99 or 2000?
98 probably.
Deej was like 5. So Deej was born in 94.
99 then.
Yeah, that's what I said.
99, somewhere around there.
So somewhere around there. As I go to this pool party, it's popping, dope, like everybody there. It's definitely the place to be.
I'm that dude.
And we go to leave, and he's walking us out. He like, yo, Melissa, what's up with your girl? And you know, I'm all bashful and shy walking down the driveway, and I'm a lady. So he comes over, asks me my number. I already knew kinda a little bit about him. I didn't really know him, but I knew of him. But one thing about him, Lynch was always like strong within the community, always had something popping. Did you have a club then?
I had all types of shit. Yeah. No, we had a club popping.
I think that's when you started the club. But so we exchanged numbers and we go on a date, and it's the most romantic date. And I'm like, yo, you a straight nigga. And
why you keep using this word?
I'm sorry,
yo.
I swear I don't mean to offend anybody.
That's all good. Go ahead.
This is a term of endearment.
I just want y'all to know who she really is. As long as y'all know, she owe me for shit. I let her roll. Go ahead, do your thing.
And we go on this date, and like nice dinner date, and then we go to Penn's Landing, and he buys me roses. Because if you know Philadelphia, you're always gonna see somebody soliciting on the side of the highway, and we are at the red light. Somebody selling roses. He get the roses. I'm like, nah, this drug dealer. He actually has a south side. But one of the main things I remember from our first date was when we were talking, your intellect and communication and poised and just romantic. And I'm like, dang, he actually a decent dude. And that's kind of what drew me in. And we definitely had chemistry. And then, this is Unfiltered. I need y'all to remember. This is Unfiltered.
Shout out to all the bums that came before me that allowed me to, you know what I mean, just go ahead and shine. me.
So let me tell you something. This guy drops me off. And I don't know if we said something about a second date. That wasn't even in. Like, that was some cornball shit if he would have said, can we have a second date? I think we kissed. It was like a peck. And he kind of was like, so, like, when the next time I'm going to see you, or you might as well give me some. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything with you.
Yeah.
And Of course I didn't. I was a lady, so I went home and
I
then
don't think I said it like that. I'm a little smoother than that.
he
but
was
yeah.
very arrogant, very, very arrogant.
I'm a little smoother than
But
that.
however it was,
Yeah.
that's the meat and potatoes. So of course we went out again, and then
I didn't fix that part. I don't think that was on the first date, but
that was definitely on the first date. A woman knows.
woman don't know nothing.
Okay.
Woman just forgot what the hell we was just talking about like 5 minutes before.
I
that.
just didn't know what year we met.
right.
That's the only thing I forgot. But I remember on my way home.
Well, that was a
calling
full
him.
blown out conversation where I said that, you know, if I was like, you might as well give me some because we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah,
and
that was verbatim.
basically, yeah, it's like
Verbatim.
why is we about to wait all this time for something we're gonna do anyway, right? I mean, anyway, yeah, but that's how that went down.
It was the principle for me.
So-
I'm a woman of principle.
Oh shit! Tell people we did it. Damn it.
We did not do it the first night.
Oh, all right.
That doesn't mean we did it the second night. But let's just say that our chemistry was very
Yes.
strong.
Yes.
But in any case, that's how Lynch and Wendy connected.
Absolutely. We had a super dope connection, and I think that's what, well, I don't want to fast forward all the way to jail, but I
Right.
think that's what, you know, kept us, you know,
Afloat,
keep coming back to each other to where whenever I wrote a letter. Yeah, all right, so we're going to get into my songs. We're going to get to the songs later on.
Oh,
All right. No. But as far as the connection is concerned, it was literally like, you've heard this before, like you've heard the term like platonic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard that before. And like when you're in jail, you're, you know, kind of writing people, you gotta have that type of relationship in order to, you know, to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how long in between our correspondence were, we always had that type of connection where it was like we just picked back up where we left off. You know what I mean? Every single time.
Without reservation.
Right. So anyway, I did skip, you know, to that part right there. But we had a few dates. We connected a few times and stuff like that. And I mean, it was pretty dope.
How did we
had
fall
a
off,
great-
Lynch?
I mean, I went to jail, right?
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, talk to me. What
Yo,
happened?
this guy became community property.
No.
Community property. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
What is community property, man?
Listen.
You mean I had a bunch of people that I was seeing in the
People?
town or something like that?
People?
Women, girls. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing. I'm the baby of my family, so let's just say I was selfish, and that's not something I wanted to do.
I don't think that was before.
Oh no, that was my. I asked him why, but I'm telling you why. I was like, yeah, nah. And I'll be honest, we both came from long relationships. Long relationships.
Long term,
I was
yeah.
in a relationship for like 6 years with somebody, and he was coming out of a whole engagement. What, like 7 or 8 years?
Yeah, something like that. I don't even remember how long it was. It was a
So
while then.
when we first got together, that's what it was. And then you know how you have to cut off some strings, and you got
I
some
was,
loose
I was
ties.
sowing my oats. I was sowing my royal
Oh,
oats.
now see, and that is why that gap happened.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know that. I just was.
I mean, I'm sure you didn't want to bounce right into a relationship, but like the first date, when you go on the first date with somebody and they wearing the engagement ring on their chain, like
I had an engagement ring on my chain?
did you?
You was making up stuff. I must have just got it
How
back
did I
that
know
night
that?
then. Oh, you making up stuff.
You were so arrogant that I think you told me how much you paid for it, and that's when you would. Oh yeah, that's a whole nother.
Oh, remember when we went to AC?
Man, this man
With
dropped
AC.
like 13 grand and gonna tell me, if you could tell me how much I lost, I'll pay your rent. I'm like, was it 5,000? Cause you know, he gambling. It's probably like 2, 3 in the morning. I'm tired. And I got the number wrong, y'all.
Oh, you talking about when you
When you lost all that money.
Oh yeah.
I think you lost like 13,000.
Yeah, but you remember I lost some of it because when I was asking you to give me a number for roulette, you could never hit
That was
a
the
damn
jinx.
number. Man, red or black or something, man. Damn. Hey, give me one good number. As a matter of fact, that was a sign right there. I don't even know why. Nah, but fast
So you
forward.
wanted me to be that woman somewhere telling you, yeah, spend this. No, I was thinking, dang, I could have picked this, that, the third.
Yeah, but I mean, I never really,
been a big gambler.
Yeah, been a big gambler or anything like that, man. Like
that was our only time.
I think my brother gambled enough for all of us, the whole entire family.
Yeah.
So I definitely stepped back from that stuff. I don't got to do nothing.
You ain't got to do that
for years. yeah. But fast forward a few, we kind of stopped talking a little bit, stuff like that, and then a couple years later after that, I went to the feds. That's when
we bumped into each other in the mall. Remember?
Oh,
Trinity
yeah, so
was a baby.
Trinity was just born. I think it was 2002 or 2003.
That was actually 2003.
Because TT was born at the end of the year. Yeah.
So she was like a good 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, and I had a store in the mall. And I was doing big things. I had the club. I used to throw party promoters and stuff like that, like do a lot of stuff. Not to mention I used to cut hair, all of this stuff. I used to do a lot of stuff to get some paper. But anyway, I had the store in the mall. I was out there, and you walk by with a stroller.
Yeah.
And,
yo, come here. Where you been? I'm like, hey. That's what I do.
Well, it's cool. You had a 5-month-old, so I thought you had maybe
still
5.
Trying to yeah, but he really was on the second floor.
Yeah, I was just saying hi. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying hi.
Man, I just know what my presence, like, you know what I mean? You gotta holler at me.
Your presence is a present?
Yeah, already. You already know. So anyway, shortly after that, the feds came.
Literally
they
3
took
weeks.
all that, raided that. About 3 weeks after that? So 3 weeks after that, the feds come, swoop in, and your boy basically is kidnapped by the federal government and gone for 10 years. You ran into my brother.
I ran into
my brother, or he ran into you. Y'all saw each other, and he was like, yo, L said, write him, thank you for taking the information or getting it. Did you get the information that day, or was it another day after that, or what? Did my dad reach out to you or something like that?
Because Umar then had Toya contact me. She was like...
Toya gave you the information. Shout out to Toya.
Shout out to Toya.
Brief. Shout out to Brief.
Yeah.
It ain't like they together or anything like that. But shout out to them.
They were a part of...
the facilitation of...
Absolutely.
The union of us. You know what I'm talking about? Of Love Unfiltered. Yeah. So anyway, we started corresponding and stuff like that. You visit me a few times while I was in Ferreton. Yeah. Remember? Yeah. So I got sentenced.
You was locked up with Beanie Siegel.
Yeah. I got sentenced. Did some time in Ferreton, New Jersey, and in the beginning of my bid, it wasn't that far from the crib. It was about an hour or so.
Yeah, it was
about an hour from where we were from. And Wendy used to come down, and we got had a chance to kind of see each other, reconnect, and find out a little bit about each other on a whole nother level, so that was part of our courtship,
right?
And a lot of times, like all of that stuff matters because when you out here moving in the streets and in the town and stuff like that, like you don't really have like this part of relationships are actually skipped.
Right.
So, when we talk about lessons and blessings, this was actually a blessing to have this time to, literally get to know someone on a totally different level. So, shout out to God for, just, those type of things. And I think we help people nowadays. People ask us a lot of questions about relationships and stuff like that. So that gives us our foundation to actually be able to pour into people and talk to them about what they need. But that ain't about what we talk about today.
No.
We're literally just giving our story and how we got here, and then kind of showing you the legs or the foundation that we actually have to stand on to give our advice or to, show people that we're a power couple or that we support one another in all our endeavors and things like that. So, we didn't do the entire bid together.
No,
so
not.
From the outside looking in though, like, I get those questions. Like, like it looks like,
especially early on.
Yeah. Well, when I let's say we make a post and then there's a picture of you and me on the visiting floor, stuff like that, and then there's a picture of me and you, after we got out and we got married and stuff like that. So there's a huge gap there, but there's not a lot of a lot of backstory, so people don't know. They can just fill in the gap the way they want to fill in the gap, but it looks like, Wendy was a rider.
Not his pen
Wendy's
pal.
a trooper.
A lot of people think that you're from North Carolina.
Oh, we got a lot.
When I say I wasn't a pen pal,
we got a lot of correspondence. Now, I go up there in that bag and pull out a bunch of letters.
People from North Carolina, being as though I was here before you, they thought like, well, did she charge him? Was he in North Carolina? And she charged him and she liked him when she arrested him. I've had the dumbest questions asked. And then
Good.
when
I
I
hope we
say
can get
he's
to the
from
bottom of
Jersey,
some
they're
of
like,
these
oh,
questions.
you right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
just
can get to the bottom of a few of them and everything. That's pretty dope. So, how did you get to Greensboro? Let's get to that now, because now I'm locked up. You are what? I'm locked up. Like,
so
you know
yeah,
what I
I
mean? You're
came to
visiting me and
Greensboro
stuff
in
like that.
2007, and it had nothing at that time. You and I weren't even talking. It just I needed it. I needed change. I wanted to provide a better quality of life for Khadijah and Trinity. Khadijah was 11 and TT was 4.
What was you doing then, though?
I was working at the
Career-wise?
group home. I
Okay,
was
all right.
a counselor for teenage pregnant mothers. And shout out to my old boss, Ivy Washington. Listen, Ivy Meacham, Washington. I don't know how it go, but she, if you know.
Come on, shout out to
But
Ivy. Shout out to Ivy. Tell us.
That was like my big sister, but she was my supervisor, and she told me like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like this isn't for you. I see so much potential for you." And she was like, "If you don't do something with your life, I'm gonna fire you."
That's dope.
So what
That's
happens
dope
when
to have
somebody
people.
put that fire under your feet?
That's good money.
And
You
that
gotta
is
you gotta
what,
move.
you know, that was like inspired action.
Yeah.
It was urgent action, but it was inspired because I looked up
Oh,
to
it's
her.
all of them. It was imperfect, everything.
Imperfect, yeah,
You packed
yeah,
up, rolled
yeah.
out. So what did you like? Did you?
I just started applying. So I started applying to different police forces. I knew that I could
Why'd
not
you
be
pick
the
police force though?
because I knew I was good with people.
You were with group home, and then you picked police force though.
I knew I was great with people.
Okay.
I wanted to make a difference.
Okay.
In regards to law enforcement, my father is a former law enforcement officer.
Yeah. Shout out to Pop.
Yes.
That's my guy, man. Shout out to Pop.
But police force, it was. My mom had 5 brothers.
Yeah.
And my father, from what I know, he's probably never. Yeah, no, he's never been locked up. But I remember as a little girl visiting my uncles in Trenton State Prison, Broadway, you name it, just all over. And I think that definitely played a big part in me wanting to make a difference within my community in regards to being a police officer. Not to mention a black female in law enforcement.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was a rewarding career, health benefits, the money was right. Then now, it's probably nothing to y'all now, but I think I started at like $35,000.
Okay.
And this was 2007, which was a lot for me then because I had left school. I was a single mom. I had Khadijah at age 17.
Yeah.
I lasted 2 years in school.
Yeah.
I was too busy worried about a man. So this was like, this is what suited me. This is where, and I know that was God ordained. God wanted me here. And as much as I hated North Carolina, this is where I was supposed to be.
But you were obedient. You listened. I mean, you went. You moved. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't just about what is it? That's right. So you were being still to actually hear.
To hear.
But it's a difference to actually be obedient, to actually
So
carry out what you heard when you were still.
Yeah.
So some people get a word and they be still, but then after that they don't actually act on the move. So they don't fulfill the prophecy. Like they don't get the actual blessing and reward that God has in store for them because once they hear the word, they freeze. Right. You know what I'm saying? They think that, I just got a word. But
for me, it was isolation. It was getting to know me. It was getting to know my peace. And it was getting to become a better mother for my girls because Jersey, fast life, single mom, coming out of broken relationships. I had my friends there. Jersey was my comfort zone. So to come here, you had to face all your flaws.
Definitely.
So.
And fears. Yeah, for sure. Because you don't have no family, you had no help.
No. And when I tell y'all, I did the move. I'm not saying that my village was not strong then, but I'm the baby of 4, and as close as I am to my brothers, and especially my oldest brother, he's like the driver. He didn't drive me down here, not because he didn't want to, but that was just never a question that I asked. I wanted to do this on my own. And the person who I was dating then, he drove the U-Haul, and maybe I drove my car and came down here. And I had my place because me, my mom, and Aunt Robin came down here and they helped me find an apartment. And we kind of spent like an entire day. And I did all of this by myself. I didn't have to borrow money from anybody. Like one thing about me, I always have been very responsible financially, and just being stable. Even being single, if I was messing with a dude, he could never say, "Oh, I pay her rent." like I always had a job or 2 jobs, especially after I had Trinity. Nobody could ever say that, oh, I'll take care of her. You never took care of me. You never took care of me.
Well, I'll take care of you, honey.
Okay, I'll take that back. Okay, so now that goes into a whole other thing. With leaving that job and having
We can't go there yet, though.
Well,
we can't go there yet.
I don't want you to forget.
Yeah, I mean, we'll bring that. I mean, that's a whole nother episode.
But
though.
that's
we
deep,
rolling
bro.
right now.
That's deep.
Sure.
I battled with that for
well,
a long time.
It shows, the growth.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it shows that your obedience once again.
Yeah.
Because once you got the word to leave, that chapter and to go into a new cycle of life, a new phase of life, you did it with, not knowing what was going to be next. So you had to face fears again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's a cycle. Life is cyclic anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty dope. So you're here, you're in Jersey, you're in North Carolina, you're a police officer now. I'm still locked up and all that stuff. Talk us through that real quick. Like, how's the police force going? Like, how's
police force? I mean, great. Okay, so
you spent some time on the street, right? Like, far as like on the beat.
So the first 3 years, I was a patrol officer, and that was required.
How's that? That shit gotta be like.
You know what? I'll be honest.
Shock, right?
I was covered, and when I say God covered me, but He also sent like people and brought people in my life to cover me. There's Brandon Harris.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon, man.
Like,
I love Brandon,
like,
man.
when I came
Brandon,
out here.
I love you, Brandon, man. I love you, man.
So let me just say this. I came down, so I did everything as far as applying, and you had to come down for the POPAT. You're familiar with that? That's the physical agility test you have to take that qualifies you physically to be a police officer. You have to take a test, the written test and everything.
Hold on, shout out to GPD because now they actually send people who don't make the test. They send them to us now so that we can help them get ready for the POPAT and everything. So life is full circle, but go ahead.
So I came down for that, and it was literally for a day. I think my flight was like probably 7 in the morning to go back. And then I had to do an interview. So it was a board interview. And while waiting, I had some time, so I went to the mall. Brandon is working off duty at the mall. It's a black cop. I'm like, let me go see. So I go up to him. I'm like, hi, my name is Wendy. I'm from Jersey. I came down here in reference to trying to become a police officer. So he's like, oh, no, it's cool. And what I loved about Brandon wasn't like a man kind of like, oh, I'm going to push up or, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that is where me and his bond kind of started, even though we didn't know each other. But him not knowing if I was ever going to follow up or if I was going to make it past the POPAT and pass the test. So then I become the police. No, actually, no, I'm in the police academy. And I've always loved fitness. Yeah. So we have this huge fitness facility. It's the training center on North Church Street. Now I'm working out. And I bumped into Brandon in the gym. He's like, oh, you made it. That's what's up, sis. Yeah. From there, everything was validated. That's B. And it was just love from there. Yeah. Like, Brandon, he was in his first marriage then and, like, looking out for each other.
They wasn't married.
No, I said first marriage. He was married to Erica.
That's Erica. He was married. Okay.
He don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah. So, but
I was thinking about
I became auntie to Zion. He became auntie to TT and Deej, so he's seen them grow up.
He's an auntie though? He was an auntie?
Oh, shucks.
Yeah. Shout out to Auntie B. Yeah, my man. Yeah. We'll talk about that one later, my homie.
But no. But so that was where my village started. Yeah. And then there's MJ, who I was working in patrol on Phillips Ave, and I'm in the car. So what police officers do when y'all see them parked, they type in a report. They not clocking and trying to see. I'm not gonna say not all of them, but for me, the majority of us, we're probably somewhere typing a report. So I'm typing a report. Be quiet. So I'm typing a report, and this police officer pull up, and I'm like, he like, hello. Everybody down south friendly. We like guarded, like what? Yeah. So he's like, hello. So I'm like, hey. You want me to tell you what he said?
What is it?
You ain't that damn cute. And I'm like,
sounds just like
I see his stripes, so I ain't gonna violate and say nothing disrespectful. I'm like, but that's where me and MJ bonded. Yeah. And it's crazy because I would say like 2 or 3 years later, MJ becomes my supervisor. Yeah. MJ then becomes my friend, my brother.
As an SRO.
As a school resource officer, because I did 3 years in patrol, then I become a school resource officer.
There you go.
For
We got
7
fast
years.
forward this joint a little bit.
That's what happens.
But now
So-
I'm actually Uncle Lynch to the kids.
And they call me
Godfather.
Miss Wendy.
She Miss Wendy to
Miss Wendy.
MJ's kids and,
I've been good to
Brandon's
them
kids. And I'm Uncle Lynch.
Uncle
and the
Lynch.
Godfather, Ashton.
I don't even know how
shout
that
out to,
happened.
Yeah. Shout out to all of them. And I was in the wedding. I was in B wedding.
Yeah. I wasn't even in the way, and I said, "Well, I'll wear a tux, bro. You my best
Shout out to
friend."
my bro. I love B, man. I love B. Shout out to B.
yeah,
And I got B doing the Spider-Man push-ups he said he would never do.
Nobody care about that right now.
Yeah, it's all good though. It's all good. So you're SRO, you're school resource officer, and you're back into kind of like the position that you used to be in when you were at the group homes and stuff like that. So
yeah, kind of just working with youth.
Yeah, so you like that a little bit better than
I did. I loved it until I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I think I know I got bored and complacent, and I felt like I could do the job with my eyes closed. I love the kids, but it just wasn't, the passion wasn't there anymore. And I think that's kind of when I started saying, boo, like, I don't think this is for me. And I was like, but you know what, I'm going to try this. And then it was so crazy because then I went back into that whole doubt and fear of new changes. And DJ and Brandon and MJ would be like, apply for CID, you got it. I'm like, nah, I don't know about
but we
that.
ain't even married. You just skipped. How we ain't got married?
you
We
should've
got
said
married. I mean, but
we reconnected. How did we? Okay, so I finally reached out to you. We wrote each other. First letter was like, what? Like,
yeah.
This is
You know, they used to
love.
call me the Kingpin of the Ink Pen. So, you know what I mean? Like,
gosh.
hey, they know I'm, first of all, if you don't know, I'm the author of 17 books, all right? So this stuff, they just start once I hit the town, wanted to write a book or come, stuff like that. So I was literally honing and crafting my skills the whole time, writing my love letters and stuff like that, And, since Wendy wasn't, kind of always around for me to write to, I had to pretty much practice, in other different ways, with different people and stuff like that. So I got some practice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, we kind of reconnected, rekindled, hit it off and stuff like that. And
I just long story way short, we reconnected. We started writing each other, and Lynch asked me would I come see him. And matter of fact, you wrote me, you were in Raybrook when we reconnected.
Yeah.
And then you
Raybrook,
were like,
New
I'm
York.
coming home to finish my stretch in Fort Dix. And I was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
And you sent me this application that you had to do for visiting. And
application,
I say like, 6 months I held on to it? Or is
I don't
that
know.
pushing it?
Yeah, that might be pushing it
Okay,
because
so
I only
let's
had
say-
11 months left when I went to
Okay,
when I
so
went to
let's
Fort
say
Dix.
the first 2-3 months, I held on, and that was out of fear. Like, I was just like, I cannot jeopardize my job.
I mean,
This is my
rightfully
bread
so.
and butter. I got kids to take care of. So I cannot tell y'all when and why. I mean, I know that was of God, but I completed this application, submitted it, and I remember Lynch calling me. And I didn't even tell him that I did the application. You called me, and I was like, I got approved. And you was like, what? And I was like, I got approved. You was like, for what? And I'm like, I could come see you. And here I am whispering. I swear that was like the same temperance I had that day on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And got approved. And then I think within maybe the next week, because that's when I was working 4 days on, 4 days off. I was like, I'm going to just come. Yeah, I'm going to just come up. And the moment like that, I remember that visit.
Like love at first sight?
I swear, like I even know what I was wearing. I want to say it was Army Green.
See, you really do love me. Shout out to all the guys at the gym that think my wife, like, literally don't mess with me. Yo, shout out to Jerome and Kiwan and all them that be looking like, yo, they are, how they married? Like, this lady don't pay him no mind.
That's a lie. I pay him all the money. I just let him live.
Yeah.
But
Just
no,
not the gym.
that first visit was everything for. I think I can speak for you too. Like,
oh yeah, I'm a motivational speaker, so you know.
are, then, like, be
No,
serious.
I'm telling you, like I had to put on for my city. I had to make sure that mic drops and all that took place at that time because I needed another.
Let's just get to
another
it.
visit. No, I mean we had a great visit.
no, I think that was like really organic, like just kind of catching up, and it had been 5 years.
Yeah.
Since me
Since the
seeing
last
you
visit.
in Ferriton.
Yeah.
So for me, I was nervous, like how is it going to be, like. And I'll say this, just to throw this in there. Even during that 5 year span where I was physically absent, we still talked on the phone. And then it would be times where Lynch would call me and I was probably dealing with a dude and I could vent to him. And it was never any judgment. It was just like, come on, boo. And
I ain't never been a hater, you know what I mean?
No,
So, you
absolutely.
know what I mean?
And you would just be like, I wasn't your boo then,
I was
but
just giving you advice.
It was,
you know
it was definitely, we were friends, and that's where the foundation started.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, first it starts with recognizing the connection. You know what I'm saying? And that allowed us to, like I said, continue writing each other, which was the courtship. And then from there, you know, we were able to, you know, do the next stage and the next phase, which is, you know, where we went to. But I think, you know, knowing that the connection was so strong, you know, it never allowed like either one of us to kind of give up on, you know, that friendship or just the, you know, staying connected and being, you know, just being in each other's lives in some type of degree. You know what I'm saying? Which was pretty dope for me. But I used to get questions in jail, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm any type of big player or anything like that. But you know, I used to have this super big photo album, and
he came home with this photo album, y'all. I remember we
So-
were married, and I don't know where you put it, but I went through it. I'm like, let me tell you something. My confidence is here. But at the end of the day, it was just like, is he not letting go? So you had boxes of stuff when you came home. And I just remember, I don't know if we were cleaning out something, but I go through this photo album, and it's various women, and I'm like, all right, so now we're married, and when are you going to release this stuff? And he was like, oh, I mean, you know, I just didn't think. And I'm not an insecure woman by far. But it was just like, so yeah, no to this. And I think when I said that to you, understood, and you got rid of the pictures.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened, but just to have,
but what was dope? What was dope? It was kind of like a book, a visible book of kind of your entire
my journey. Yeah, my journey.
And toward the end, it was more pictures of me.
Yeah.
But it's still,
it's documentation.
I still didn't
and everything.
dismiss them other pictures.
Yeah, it's all good.
Go.
You should have been there the whole time then. You know what I mean? There would have been no pictures of nobody else. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just had like a starting five, had the rotation, and then one fall off, you bring somebody else in. And,
that is accurate.
Yeah, I mean, just little stuff like that allowed me to continue, you know, like companionship and things like that with, you know, instead of, you know, being lonely or not, you know, being able to.
And I totally got that.
You know, have those conversations.
But let me ask you a question, Mr. Hunt.
Okay.
Why me?
Ding, 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 ding. You know, so like I said, the connection first and foremost. The connection first and foremost was the thing. It was just like every time we wrote, there was, you know, there was that stimulation there. There was that intrigue there. There was that interest there. There was, you know, there was always something that, dang, I didn't know that. And, oh, man. And then when I get the pen, you know, I'm flowing. So if my interest is sparked and my thoughts are and my mind is open and things like that, then it's you know, it's allowing us to connect on a whole nother level. And, you know, people don't know that that's the stuff that's going on. But, you know, once we have an adjoining of the minds, and then there's ties that bind and things like that. Once we have a common enemy or common struggle or a common, you know, thread, then we're able to figure out how to weave that thread tighter. And those are the things that actually have become, you know, the bond of our relationship. You know what I'm saying? You know, at the end of the day, I just think that you know, pursuing what you're passionate about is key. And I was passionate about our connection and passionate about, you know, just being able to communicate with, you know, somebody that understood me and that was rocking with me for who I was, you know, inside. Yeah, not what I could actually give. So that was what, like people would ask me as they go through this photo album or see photos or hear my name called in mail or see me on the visiting floor. They would say, shout out to Armel, yeah. But they would ask me like, yo, like if you had to choose one or who would you go home to or something like that. And yeah, I will always choose Wendy. I would always say Wendy, which is Well, that was me. That was me manifesting. So that was me.
And we did vision boards.
We did.
Even when you were
So
locked up.
That's the thing that people don't understand. Like, people don't understand when I talk this manifestation challenge and law of attraction and stuff like that. They literally
These are things that we
don't
practice.
know that we had affirmations about the new house.
Even the new house.
The new
like,
house.
My first house, what was that? 28?
2803.
Because remember, I rented the house.
Right.
And then
Down the
2803 was the
but
one.
2803 was the one you bought. But we did the affirmations, and I literally have the emails and everything. I'm like, yo, I want you to say this at night before you go to sleep. We're going to say it at this time right here. So, like, literally doing affirmations at the same time with my wife, and, like, you know, and
even
not even my wife then, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Manifesting.
Yeah, just manifesting that. And I was still in Raybrook then.
Yeah.
That was before you even, because I was still core links. Yeah. That was still email. Yeah, that
and
was
remember
still email.
the letter you wrote TT, the first letter you wrote TT, you was like, I'm going to marry your mom. And we weren't even, it wasn't even like that then. It was, because T was, I can't remember, but I just remember that
T was
letter.
probably second grade, if that, first or second grade. Because when I
And
came
you were
home,
just
she was in like third grade.
Yeah, you were introducing yourself to her. No, TT was in like fourth grade.
No, when I came home, TT it was summer in third grade. She was going to fourth.
Oh, okay.
She was going to fourth.
Okay, so
she was in the third. She was leaving the third grade. Yeah. So, shout out to TT being a junior in college now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
21.
Happy birthday, 21. Yeah, she gonna do something for us.
Do something, man.
Yeah, so now, we visited on we visited in Fort Dix, and we vibing and everything. We done fast together. We done did all this stuff. Remember we did the fast? I had my pop doing
cleansing.
Yeah, we did the cleansing. We did the fast. We did all that stuff. I did this exercise and seeing with you, like on the visit. Like, yeah. From there, it was just like, yo, I think we should get married. You know what I mean? On the visit type of deal. You know what I mean?
You never proposed to me.
No, it was.
Never proposed to me.
And we still married.
Yeah.
Going on 12.
I tell you what, that 20 year, I don't even know. I just want you to get down on your knees.
And do what?
I don't know. Ask me to marry you again. Well, not again.
See? You said I never married.
He never.
Yeah, you said never asked. Yeah, like
well,
it's that.
The circumstances were
that.
different. No,
I
always remind you of this. That now, granted, it is very, very strenuous restrictions in a visiting room in a prison, a federal prison.
Yeah.
So, if you touch hands too long, they're like, stop touching.
Yeah.
So. You remember, like the first time I came to see you, I had to have on like 2 outfits.
Yeah, you probably had to go to Walmart. And
I had to go to Walmart to buy some extra clothes.
Yeah. Come here with that big butt.
Stop.
Yeah. So anyway, like there's people that like have to do all the traditional stuff, and we didn't have to get down on one knee. Right. We didn't, I apologize, Pop. I ain't asked nobody for no hand or none of that stuff. I'm just like, yo, like, what's up,
we
man?
went through it.
Like,
yeah, my
on?
brothers and my dad.
Talk a little bit about that, because now it's like we want to get married. I go to the halfway house.
No, we were getting married. We didn't care what anybody said.
Yeah. So talk about that. Like, what makes you? Well, what makes you now, police officer? Now here I am. I'm coming home. I ain't got a pot to piss in the window to throw it out of, and you way down North Carolina. I ain't said I was moving to North Carolina. You ain't said you could come live in North Carolina. But we get married.
We had that conversation.
Yeah.
We talked about me coming. I think I was saying I'll come to Delaware because I was looking into law enforcement then, and the salary was great. But then I remember you saying, "Hey, I can just come there. I don't want you to leave. You've built a life, and I need something new anyway."
Yeah.
And that's how you came here.
Oh yeah, I was ready to roll anyway.
The federal
I wasn't trying to
interview.
I ain't want to know everybody chasing my ghosts. You got people reading headlines, leader of $8.3 million drug ring, and it's like, oh, the boy home now. You know what I mean? That type of stuff.
And what they expected of
because they wouldn't have never gave Coach Lynch a chance to actually live.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It would have just been like, yo, let's get it popping again. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Mm-hmm. So now I'm in Greensboro. So I think we might have to wrap this one up here, because we come back, we bring it back to the next one. I think this is gonna be dope, man. I think it's gonna be dope to just to just kind of just let people see the essence of a deep, genuine, relatable relationship that focuses on, the love, the life, and what we're trying to build, which is a legacy. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to, one, just, I think, reveal what has brought us so much success. I love the fact that, and we'll get into this stuff. I'm excited to kind of let people in, to a degree. You know what I'm saying? And we know how to do this anyway. So, which is pretty dope. And because everything we've been through, to this point has allowed us to be ready for this stuff. So, shout out to y'all if you watch it still to this point. This is a very new podcast. This is going to be something that we do, recurring. So we want you to keep tuning in. We want you to check out the next episode. And as we get a little further in, we will probably wind up interviewing other successful relationships, couples and things like that. So for now, we're going to let you peer into our lives and things like that, man. And, we just definitely show you our personalities because I'm a character and she's like 10 times the character that I am.
I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, damn that. But I'm a Sag. You know what I'm saying? We make it work.
I borrowed TT's chain today. It's the chain I bought her. It's a Sagittarius chain because my mom, you, Trinity, and Legacy are all Sagittarius.
All of us.
So that says a lot about me.
Out.
I love a Sagittarius.
Yeah. You got to. Yeah, you got to. So
what's next for you, Coach Lynch?
Well, next is for us to wrap this joint up real quick because we got some stuff to do, but we got like crazy stuff to do. So
I'm just saying, what's next? Well, like, what do you have coming up next for?
So the big thing that I got coming up right now is literally going into 3 prisons and feeding them for the holidays, making sure that they got some stuff to carry them over through these days that are really kind of tough when you locked up and locked away. But talk to me a little bit about what you got going on because you got some big moves. I'm doing stuff that I do all the time, but you got that women's empowerment thing popping off. So talk to me a little bit about that.
So we are, about less than 2 weeks shy of the new year, 2024. Thank God that we are walking into a new year. But for me, I am coming up on my 5th annual brunch.
I'm so proud of you. Hit that right there before I hit you.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. This is year number 5. So this one is going to be a weekend of empowerment.
Huge. A weekend.
I'm still putting it together, but I have like what God has dropped in my spirit for March 9th, 2024.
Yeah. You know it's going to be historic because it's on March 9th.
Oh, the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th.
You share that with Big.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So it's
big.
going to be big.
Absolutely.
That's real big,
Absolutely.
B.I.G. So look, real quick, I want you to announce the big keynote speaker that's going to be there. Yo, this is big.
Like,
you have to tell you big.
If y'all don't know,
keynote.
so he's an artist.
Yeah.
He's a gospel artist, but he is a man of God. He's a bishop. Jason Nelson.
Ooh.
Bishop Jason Nelson. And we are blessed to know Bishop Nelson personally because he's a great friend of my brother as well as business partner as well as artist for my brother's record label, Seabed Entertainment. Shout out to Dana Saray. Bishop Jason Nelson, like I said earlier, me and my brother are pretty close, and I had been praying. I never struggle with the flow of my brunches. And I was talking to my brother. I'm like, I'm looking for a keynote speaker. I know I want it to be a man because I want to unite the men and the women this year. In the past, it's always been women, but last year, somehow my talent. I don't know what initiated. What's his name?
Kayla?
Eric.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember how he actually answered a question.
It was a question, yeah.
It was a question that was asked, and what he did was he kind of birthed something new in the brunch, in the event in itself. So from there, I was like, so I'm going to have to incorporate men into this.
Yeah,
and then, of course, just praying and trying to figure out what God wanted for as far as who is going to cast the vision, who is going to intercede for me I'm not a speaker, but I will say I've become very
you got
a lot
really good.
more better with like confidence and kind of speaking in public. But
And the wife of the great one too.
and the wife of the great one, you're a whole entity in itself. But yeah, so just talking to my brother, and he poured into me, and from there it was like Jason Nelson, and I sent the request, and he was totally honored and obliged to just do this, and so we're really looking forward to.
So we
year
get
number
Jason
5.
Nelson, the speaker and the bishop, but you never know if you're going to get,
He might
one
want
of those.
Hummer too.
Yeah.
You
You
never
never
know,
know
he
if you're
want
going to get that.
blessings.
So listen, y'all better get y'all tickets now.
Absolutely.
You better get the early bird. You know all that stuff that's going on.
It's going to be a weekend.
Yes, the whole weekend.
Yeah. So
go ahead and
Friday.
drop her a DM.
So Friday is going to be the kickoff, and I'm going to have some talent because I just want it to be a weekend of empowerment. So Friday will be the kickoff at a venue that will be named soon.
Yes.
And just expect great things. What you saw last year is just, I'm not even going to say it's part 2 because it is going to be so grand and so big that you are going to want to make the investment. And I am the most affordable person. But, put some money to the side because you're going to want to be there. And I am not being arrogant, but what I will tell you is I am anointed for this. Like what God put in for me and put in me is like, sometimes I could go back and look at a video and I'm like, God, like this is me? This broken little girl? So I'm truly grateful for my gift and how he pours things in me to be able to empower everyone. I feel like my eyes is getting misty. But I'm not going to because I have overcome the fear and that whole emotional part. But no, so March 8th, March 9th, I want you to be in line, be in the building. And I would also love if everybody can join me at my church, Mount Zion Baptist Church, that following Sunday, which is not following, but that Sunday, which is March 10th.
The 10th,
so that's when I say a weekend of empowerment. It's a weekend of inspiration. It's a weekend of worship. It's
And
a
we
weekend
can block
of glory.
off like
and
20,
this is
30
not
seats or something like that. We
absolutely.
Can block them off.
And this is and I don't say this, and there's no disrespect to God. It's not a church thing.
Oh, yeah,
It's a transparent thing.
Without
like,
question.
We are.
It's a transformation thing.
Yeah, we are people of God. However, you're going to love every bit of it.
Absolutely.
So I pray that you are in the building.
Spirit's gonna be there, man.
It's gonna
Like,
be there. And I want you also to know that if you can't afford it, that don't mean everybody listening.
But we
bless
we got some
people
sponsorships
who aren't,
that we can make some things happen. So, if you're interested and, you may be indigent in some type of way, man, just reach out to us and let us know. And we definitely will make it happen, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, look. This is what y'all got, man. You got the first one. It's Love Unfiltered.
Who came up with that name, Rich?
You did, boo.
That's what I do. Anointed for this.
Yo, we appreciate you, man. I just love you and appreciate you for everything that you've done. Everything that so everything that you've been obedient with, just following. Every time you get a word, you actually follow it, and I love the fact that I'm connected to somebody that does, a doer of the word. Yeah, and God is looking for doers of the word, and those are his disciples, and those are the ones that he actually anoints or blesses for the task. So, shout out to y'all for rocking with us for this long. Listen, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share. Do me a favor, tune in again. And if you can, leave some comments under it. Let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know.
We want to do even a live segment.
Yeah, we want to do a live segment where we do hot
questions.
topics and things like that. So we're going to have some stuff going on where we just stop the show in the middle of the show and answer some random questions. So, ask us some questions and we'll make sure that we get to the bottom of that too. So until the next time, y'all, this is real love, all right?
Real love.
And it's Love Unfiltered.
I ain't got search because I was on the hunt, but now I'm a hunt.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey.
I'll let y'all the next one, man.
Y'all.
Peace.